Hello and welcome back. You're tuned into Revision Hub with Jazzy Jane. I'm back again with another video on beliefs in society, which is an AQA sociology topic. So if you guys are ready to go, press the thumbs up button right now. Since you guys are all eager to learn, before we learn, it is very important to do a quick recap. So in my last video, I looked at what a closed belief system is, what Kuhn, LGM, and interpreters believe about religion and science being an open belief system or a closed belief system. So, if you have any sort of material next to you, grab a pen or grab any material and write down what you remember from my previous videos. As I keep on going on about this, that is very important for you to put this formula into practice because this formula is equal to the key to success. So please do this before continuing with my next slide. Okay, so for those of you who've done that, well done. So let's look at what an ideology is. What is an ideology? Pause and have a think. Have a discuss with someone next to you. Google it. What is an ideology? Go for it right now. You guys simply must have found very and complicated definitions of what an ideology is. Ideology is a belief system which every individual has, and every individual's belief system is different. You can say an ideology is a view about something that individuals hold, and every view that individual holds is quite different because all of us are unique. So, examples of ideologies include inequality. I might have a different view about inequality, whilst my friend might have a different view about inequality. Both of us have a different ideology about inequality. That's how we can put it. Then we have Nazism, racism, sexism, globalization, and ethnocentrism. So that's basically about race and stuff like that. So it's very important for you to know the examples and know the definition in simple terms, because it's only when you know the definition, know the examples, that when you see the word ideology, you can confidently answer a question. So let's look at the Marxism view, not a view, what we call it, an ideology about religion, beliefs, and practices. So, Gramsci, we've looked at this before about Gramsci, and Gramsci argues that the ruling class versus the working class, does this ring a bell? How the ruling class are being oppressed by the working class. When this happens, there's an hegemony that exists, and hegemony is a dominant set of beliefs. So, a dominant set of beliefs, Gramsci argues that the belief that obviously that the working class oppress the ruling class. Okay, so this is a dominant ideology that exists and runs. So we know this, anyone else would also know this dominant belief, the hegemony as we call it. So simply as I mentioned, they're oppressed. Okay, so this can be seen through the social structures of society. For example, the infrastructure in society. This is a one which we look at in history, and we look at this in terms of the Egyptian years. Forget about this Egyptian ideology. Just see how there at the bottom here we have the working class, the slaves, the craftsmen. Whereas at the top we have like a king or high person of authority. So this, as we have this societal structure, this all of us know about, okay, because we experience it within our daily life. When we experience this within our daily life, we clearly know and form this hegemony, a dominant set of belief that the working class are being oppressed by the ruling class. So, Gramsci, as well as Karl Marx, had an ideology that one day the working class will overthrow the ruling class, and when this happens, society will fall apart and that dominant set of belief, ideology, will break past. However, this is criticized because the ruling class ideology helps to oppress the working class, and if the working class actually choose to overthrow, which they do not want to do, because if they do, then they will be unemployed. They won't have the same life that they may have, or it might be even worse than what life they already have. So this is a belief, what the Marxists believe. Remember, we looked at the ruling class and working class ideology in my first few videos. At the end, there'll be like a playlist, so go there and you'll clearly find what the Marxist view is and what they believe. We looked at this in terms of Lenin, Lake, and we used examples. So it's a good way in which you can bring in that knowledge into this question because it will help you to get more marks. Hopefully this is clear. Next, we have a utopia and the belief in an ideology. Karl M argues that beliefs only support one particular view. For example, I have a belief about inequality, my friend has a different view about inequality, but I have my view and I support my view, and that is the only view that I believe. So I restrict all the other views that there are, and I say, okay, my view is my view, and I'm going to say that, okay, my view is the one that is actually correct. So this is my view, okay? As a result, it causes people to think from one side. For example, if I believe that there should be equality within society, then it causes me in a particular situation to favor that ideology, that view, and only think from that side, not think about the inequality side, but rather think from the equality side. Hopefully, this is clear. An example is that if you think that the ruling class is dominant, then we will keep on thinking that yes, the ruling class are dominant, they oppress the working class, this is society, this can be seen through the infrastructure as we looked at. So this is what it is, okay? Okay, so Karl argues that this has caused him to find two different types of belief systems. The first one is the ideological thought, where there is no change. No change is also known as, in posh terms, status quo. So in your exam, if you see status quo, don't panic, it simply means no change. And this is what Karl argues, that in order for us to not think from one side, we can adopt two different types of belief system. The first type of belief system is where we have no change, the ideological thought. And the second one is utopia, where change for the poor do not remain the poor. So they want change. The poor do not remain the poor, okay? So this ideological belief system allows individuals to not just think from one perspective, but allows them to think from all types of perspective. As a result, this prevents a particular bias against a particular view, okay? So hopefully this is clear, and you will only understand this if you actually proper memorize the definition of ideology and know the examples. So what is feminism? What is feminism? Don't say feminism is equality. It really isn't. Feminism was a movement or political change that took place for the woman to vote and for equality to take place. So gender equality is caused by what? What do you think? Pause and have a think. Okay, so gender equality is caused by various different things. For example, laws, policies that put in place, examples, Sex Discrimination Act, Equal Pay Act. We looked at this when we looked at family. Okay, so there's a belief that, however, there's no gender equality. This is because women are seen as inferior, as we looked at in my video number 1 or 2, where we looked at how patriarchy exists in religion. Women who are on their menstrual cycle, they can't touch the Quran. We looked at Jean Holmes, Simone Beauvoir. Does this ring a bell? Hopefully it should. And obviously you will only know this if you actually revise, test and repeat yourself. Please, please, please revise all the content that you've learned from the first video to this video, because it is very important. Because if you don't get the first content right, it's very difficult to link this topic with the first topic. So hopefully, if you guys have revised, this is much clearer. This is the feminist view of how patriarchy exists. There's patriarchy within religion. We can see this when we looked at the feminism topic of beliefs in society. And obviously, there's a patriarchal ideology there, which is quite obvious. Okay, so what we have learned, hopefully from all the videos that I've done so far, you have learnt about beliefs in society, various different perspectives. And the good thing is, this is all you need to know for this topic. So obviously this is the last video for this topic, but obviously there's no point in me just doing these videos. It's important for you to get this mantra right. Do it from video 1 to all the way to this video, because if you do this formula, you will get the best grade, and I promise you this. Please, please, please keep revising, resting, testing, and repeating yourself. There are also videos that I've made about revision techniques and revision strategies that you might want to implement within your life. Please, please, please look at them, because it's good to know the content, and it's good after you've known the content to apply those to exam questions. I've shown you in those videos how to do that, so go on the smiley button at the bottom left hand corner and you'll be able to find that there. Again, I'm on Instagram, so please follow me there, and do not forget to like, subscribe to my channel. I've got a few subscribers now, which is making me a bit more happier, but I want to be even more happier because the work I'm putting in, I don't see that much subscribers or views either. Please comment if you are unsure about a particular issue or you would like me to look at your work or something of that sort. I'll be willing to help you there. And please press the bell icon to never miss my video. And I just wanted to do this on this screen here. You'll be able to see the videos so far all the way through that I've made. They have been in playlists, so everything is easy and organized. So please follow this, and I promise you, you'll be on the route to success. Thank you so much for tuning in into Revision Hub with Jazzy J.